Can you stay on track, with your health and fitness and all those things while you travel and still have fun? Hell yes. So I'm recording this. It's early July. I just got back from a long weekend in Philly that was so much fun over the 4th of July. Headed to the beach in a few weeks and then to Italy the next month. And I can tell you, I'm now very good at staying on track while I travel, and still completely enjoying myself, including, the treats, the cocktails, all of the things. So let's dive in. I usually like to give top 5 tips. Today it's going to be 6. But I just want to share some ideas that will help you stay on track while you travel. Now, are you going to lose weight? Well, probably not, but you're also not going to go off the rails. So, you know what, and this is whether it's a long weekend, 2 weeks in Europe, beach house, like whatever. This kind of works with everything. So the first thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to say this one, prioritize protein and produce. But that's the thing. This rule is so universal because it works whether you're at home in your own kitchen, if you're at a fast food place, a convenience store, 5-star restaurant, beach, the beach, all those fun beach restaurants. You can do this anywhere. Does this mean the only things you're eating are protein and produce? No. But let me tell you, I've had some fabulous protein and produce meals while I'm traveling. Last summer in Cape May, the most amazing lobster bake situation. Raw oysters, which are, either you love them or you don't, but I love them. Okay. Super high protein. In the case of oysters, incredibly rich in minerals, so nutrient dense and very low in calories. So, eating out is just keep that rule in mind with every meal. Prioritize protein and produce. It doesn't mean those are the only things you're having. But making sure you're getting some delicious, high quality protein, whether it's a big juicy burger, the lobster, the raw oysters, the breakfast out, like, which is always so good to get the omelets and things. Like, there's just so many options. And I know I have favorites, like, especially I go to Cape May every year. And so, I've been going there for decades. Like, there are places that I love to eat and always want to go back to. And the things that I eat there are protein and produce. There's this place, McGlade's, that is the best omelets. And I always get the same thing, an omelet filled with crab meat, avocado, and cheese. And it's like the best thing ever. And I get it with a side of fruit. And I say, skip the potatoes. I could have them. That's not really my thing. Hash browns aren't really my thing. So look for ways to prioritize protein and produce wherever you're eating on vacation. And again, this doesn't mean you can't have the treats. And we're going to get to that because you absolutely can enjoy whatever treats you want with intention. Okay, my next step is going to be explore on foot. Get your steps in. So here we are, 2 of my rules that I live by, getting my steps in and prioritizing protein and produce. You can do these things wherever you are. In fact, I would say that the best way to explore a new place or a place you know and love is on foot. Last weekend, I was in a new section of Philly that obviously it's not a new section, but an area of Philly that's new to me that I'm not familiar with. And exploring on foot, let me really see things and soak up the vibe. And I was getting in over 20,000 steps most days and having the time of my life. Walking for iced coffee, taking Benji, my daughter's dog, for a walk, doing all the things. So anywhere you go, explore on foot. In fact, I find, say you're going somewhere like a beach trip, it's never fun to drive while you're there. It's like traffic, backed up, but walking, yes, please. So explore on foot. And then if you can squeeze in some extra walks, like getting up, maybe you're the one that gets up early and goes for the walk on the beach and gets that beautiful natural light in your eyes, and you're out there before it's really hot and you have that amazing ocean breeze. Or for me, exploring Philly early in the morning, doing that first walk before the city's really bustling was really fun and feels really special too. So, getting those steps in, and I just love using the pedometer app on my phone to make the whole thing into a little game. And okay, now let's talk about those treats. Absolutely enjoy those intentional treats. So you don't need to have ice cream just because everybody's having ice cream. But if you love this ice cream, or ice cream is one of your favorite beach memories or boardwalk memories, whatever, then great. Have the ice cream, enjoy every delicious lick of that ice cream cone, and no guilt, no shame, no regret. But you don't have to eat every single thing on the boardwalk just because you're there. Also, so many of the treats, I know so many of my treats are part of my plan. As I said, raw oysters, that's not something I have every day, but boy, is that a treat when they're available. Or the lobster bake or any of those things. So, sometimes the treats are very much aligned with your plan, but the ones that aren't, that's okay. Enjoy them with intention and move on, but don't have them just because they're there, or just because everybody else is having them, or just because that's what you do. Have them because you truly want them, and enjoy every last bite. And along with that, also let's talk about portion size. Nobody needs a giant ice cream cone. Nobody needs a giant ice cream cone. So like the first taste is going to be the best taste. You don't need the biggest ice cream cone with 10,000 toppings. Ask, a lot of times it's not even on the menu. Ask if there's a child size. That's generally all anybody needs. So there's a little tip for you. Okay, so we've said prioritize protein, explore on foot, intentional treats. Next one, think before you drink. So listen, I am absolutely going to enjoy some cocktails in Cape May. I'm absolutely going to enjoy especially my Aperol spritzes in Italy. But I'm going to be hydrated. I'm going to be very intentional. So first of all, make sure you're hydrated. Have a water or a club soda or some kind of fun little mocktail in between drinks. Pace yourself. Also, like obviously too much alcohol is not a good thing. Alcohol is a toxin. Our bodies are always going to process the alcohol first, which is why alcohol does interfere with fat burning. But something else to think about is sometimes it's the sugary mixers or the additives in the wine that leave you feeling like crap the next day. And sugary mixers are adding a ton of unnecessary calories. So when think before you drink, also think about, not that you need tracking every calorie, but just so you know, an 8-ounce pour of most wines is around 200 calories. So a couple glasses of wine at dinner, that does add up. Again, it's okay. Just be aware. For cocktails, like I do my CoverGirl cocktail. It's a vodka soda, or you can do tequila soda with the tiniest splash of cranberry, just enough to make it pink. That's around with a full shot of vodka, ounce and a half, and that little splash of cranberry. If it's just a little splash, it's still going to be around 100 calories, if not less. And it's very light. It looks pretty and festive. I ask for lots of fruit just to make it pretty. And I'm enjoying my cocktail without a lot of added calories and without a lot of added crap. And then I'm going to hydrate in between. Another little tip is activated charcoal, which you can get in capsules, is great to just help with the after effects of alcohol. Again, don't do anything crazy. Please don't drink too much. But even if I've had a glass of wine or two, because wine can kind of mess with me, I'll do the activated charcoal for sure. Tip number 5, stock the fridge. So most places these days, whether I've had a bunch of New York trips this year, and there's always, as little as those New York hotel rooms are, there's always a little mini fridge in the room. So stock the fridge. Make sure you have some, say, even if it's just having cold waters to grab or cold seltzers. But you can go to a grocery store or even a convenience store, get some hard-boiled eggs, maybe the carrots or some fresh berries, something that you can have on hand for when you want a little snack that's not crap. Especially if you're at a beach house, everybody brings tons of chips and snacks and all that stuff. Be the person that stocks the fridge with the hard-boiled eggs, the carrots, the chicken breast already cut up. My sister always makes a big thing of chicken breast with a giant bowl of chicken in the fridge always. Everyone can snack on that, like protein ready to go. So stock the fridge with some intention. Like not everything, you're on vacation, but it doesn't mean that, you know, every meal needs to be so special. Like you can just enjoy some real food. And then last one, if possible, like use the buddy system. And by that, I mean, if you're traveling, with a group, or even with one person, like if you can find a buddy to walk, who's going to want to get up and walk with you on the beach in the morning, or even the buddy who's just you're going to talk and hold each other accountable and be like, okay, here's the plan. Remind me I'm I'm not getting like I get to pick one treat on the boardwalk tonight, not 10. Or um, just like holding each other accountable. And it's, you don't, this is just to make it fun and easy. That's not to make it seem like you're working your butt off on vacation, but just to hold each other accountable because it feels so good to feel so good. And you're going to enjoy yourself so much more when you're waking up in the morning feeling amazing and not hungover or bloated or any of those things that are not very fun. So to recap, my top 6 tips for staying on track when you travel and still having the most amazing time: prioritize protein, explore on foot, enjoy those treats with intention, think before you drink, stock the fridge, and use the buddy system. Drop a comment, let me know any questions. And if you are enjoying my content here on YouTube, I would be so honored if you subscribe. That shows YouTube that my content is relevant. Like my post, share this information with your friends. Let's get the message out there. You can love your body and your life at any age and have the best time on vacation. Have an amazing day, and thank you so much for being here.